Welcome students of class 7. I am Varsha ma'am, your science expert, and today we are going to continue our day 5 of chapter 9, fiber to fabric. So let's start. Let's have a quick recap of our previous topic. The first topic we discussed was health hazards in wool industry, where people in wool production were infected by the bacteria called Bacillus anthracis. This bacteria entered the human body and caused a fatal disease known as anthrax. Anthrax was also known as Sotter's disease. Then we discussed about silk. As silk is an animal fiber, so it is soft and lustrous. It was first developed in ancient China. The other facts of silk are rayon is an artificial silk which is obtained from the cellulose of wood pulp. In eastern and northern India, silk is known as resham, while in southern parts of India, it is known as pattu. Then the next topic we discussed was life cycle of a silk moth. Students, here I missed a small topic called molting. So I'm going to discuss this topic again. सबसे पहले आती है स्टेज 1. इस स्टेज में एक अडल्ट मोथ अबाउट 200 से 500 गोल्डन येलो एग्स को ले करती है. एग्स ले होने के बाद स्टेज 2 स्टार्ट हो जाती है. सेकेंड स्टेज में सबसे पहले एग्स हैच होते हैं और कुछ दिनों के बाद उनमें से सिल्कवॉर्म्स निकलते हैं. वो जो सिल्कवॉर्म्स होते हैं वो अबाउट 30 डेज तक मलबेरी लीव्स को फीड करते हैं, जिससे उनका साइज पहले से 5 टाइम्स ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है. उसके बाद मोल्टिंग प्रोसेस टेक्स प्लेस. क्योंकि उनका साइज बढ़ता है तो उनके अराउंड न्यू स्किन डेवलप होना शुरू हो जाती है, जिससे उनकी पुरानी स्किन शेड होती है और उसे हम मोल्टिंग कहते हैं. सो द प्रोसेस ऑफ शेडिंग स्किन इज कॉल्ड मोल्टिंग. फिर आती है थर्ड स्टेज. सिल्कवॉर्म्स अपने अराउंड फाइबर्स जैसे थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स को सिक्रीट करते हैं और जब वो 5 to 7 डेज तक ये थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स को सिक्रीट करते हैं तो as we can see in the picture, they form this shape which is known as cocoon. Students, इसमें एक इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन बनता है कि जो सिल्कवॉर्म्स होते हैं वो थ्रेड लाइक फाइबर्स को सिक्रीट कहाँ से करते हैं. तो मैं आपको ये बता दूँ, वो जो थ्रेड लाइक फाइबर्स होते हैं वो अपने माउथ से सिक्रीट करते हैं और वो जो फाइबर्स होते हैं वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं. स्ट्रॉन्ग इसलिए होते हैं क्योंकि वो प्रोटीन्स के बने होते हैं. देन कम्स दी नेक्स्ट स्टेज, प्यूपा स्टेज. क्योंकि अभी तक सिल्कवॉर्म कोकून के अंदर ही ट्रैप्ड है तो और वो मोशनलेस है, मूव नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि वो अभी तक डेवलपिंग स्टेज में होता है. डेवलप होने के बाद इट फॉर्म्स इनटू अ प्यूपा. देन कम्स द फिफ्थ स्टेज, द अडल्ट मोथ. इस स्टेज में प्यूपा चेंज हो जाता है इनटू अडल्ट मोथ एंड इट कम्स आउट फ्रॉम द कोकून. Thus, the life cycle of a silkworm begins again as it again lays eggs after mating. So, this was all about the life cycle of a silk moth. Now, our next topic is sericulture. Rearing and raising of the silkworms for production of silk is called sericulture. Here, silk fibers are obtained from the cocoons of the silkworms and कोकून्स कब डेवलप होते हैं अभी हमने डिस्कस किया था. कोकून्स थर्ड स्टेज में डेवलप होते हैं. सो बिफोर बिगनिंग विद दिस सेरिकल्चर आई वांट यू पीपल टू वॉच अ स्मॉल वीडियो ऑन दिस टू गेट एन आइडिया. स्टेज 1, जब एक अडल्ट मोथ एग्स को ले करती है. स्टेज 2, जब सिल्कवॉर्म्स की ग्रोथ होती है और उनको मलबेरी लीव से फीड किया जाता है. स्टेज 3 जब उनका साइज इंक्रीज होता है और वो अपने अराउंड थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स को सिक्रीट करते हैं और कोकून में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. स्टेज 4 when these cocoons are laid on the trays. Then stage 5 where the cocoons are put in the boiled water and spinned into thin yarns. I hope you got an idea from that video about sericulture. Now let's discuss this topic in detail. For this production, healthiest moths are chosen for breeding and laying eggs. Then these eggs are stored and washed. The larva or the silkworms emerges out from the eggs and then they are spread out on the trays. Then these silkworms, they are fed with the mulberry leaves for about 25 to 35 days. And when a silkworm is about 25 to 30 days, it starts spinning a cocoon around itself. Now, those cocoons are put into the hot water, which kills the pupae and loosens the filaments, which is called a reeling. Now, the most important question is that why these cocoons are put into the hot boiling water. So the answer is because the silkworms secretes the natural thread-like fibers from its mouth. So those fibers are very strong, and it is also made up of protein. So it is very difficult to obtain those fibers naturally. So that is why they are put into the hot water. अब जब hot water में डालते हैं तो वो जो fibers होते हैं, वो जो filaments होते हैं, वो lose होना शुरू हो जाते हैं, and then it is easy to obtain those fibers. Then the filaments from 7 to 8 cocoons, they are obtained and then they are twisted and spun into a thin yarn. So this is all about the sericulture. Now our next topic is factors on which quality of the silk is depend. So the first factor is type of a silkworm. Second is quality of mulberry leaves which is fed to the silkworm, and third is the selection of cocoons. And the other important facts are mulberry silk is the most important silk and it contributes about 90% of the silk in the wool production. And the other categories of silk are Ari silk, Tasar silk and Muga silk. So these categories are available in the world. Now the last topic is properties of silk. So the first is appearance. Silk is very soft, very smooth and very shiny. Second is strength. Silk has a very good tensile strength which makes it a natural strongest fiber. Why it has a good tensile strength? Because the fibers, they are made up of protein and they are very strong. So that is why it has a good tensile strength. And next is elasticity. It can be stretched to 1/5 of its original strength. And the last is heat conductivity. Like wool, it is also a non-conductor of heat and thus suits for winter apparels. So students, that's all about today's topic. So these are your in-between questions. Learn and copy down in your notebooks. Stay home, stay safe and keep learning. Thank you.